Emotional reactivity is something that affects all of us. In this video, we're going to focus on a 6-word sentence that will help us to reduce negative emotional reactivity. For videos that help you expand your mind and move beyond reactivity, please click the subscribe button below. Thank you. Hi friend, this is Michael. So emotional reactivity is really intense for most of us, whether it be that we're attacking or wanting to express our resentment to someone or a situation, or whether we're withdrawing and shrinking and criticizing ourselves internally. That's also negative emotional reactivity. So what we want to do is take this one sentence and focus on it in a way that will help us to reduce the negativity that comes with emotional reactivity in our lives and at work. And the sentence is, I can be okay with this. I can be okay with this is an affirmation to say to yourself when you feel trapped in an emotionally reactive pattern in life, in relationships, or at work. It's not about changing the situation or the condition. It's really about working with the emotional energy that's happening below the surface. It's important to note that this affirmation, I can be okay with this, is not about condoning a negative situation or one where you may be hurt by yourself or by others. It's more about taking a breath, noticing what's really going on below the surface, and being okay with those emotions that are happening that you might not even be aware about. By saying, I can be okay with this, it's a way of making sense of it, noticing that the feeling is intense, the hurt is intense, and it's leading you to think ways or to speak in ways or to behave in ways that betray your best interest. And what you want to do is be okay with the feeling below the surface, the feeling that exists that led you to act or think in that negative, emotional, reactive way in the first place. I can be okay with the hurt that I'm feeling below the surface. That's what we really want you to focus on. And by noticing that hurt and just expressing to yourself, I can be okay with it, then that honesty breeds a kind of a relief. It almost gives you more space to exist, to let the hurt take up space, which will eventually simmer it down and let you find a sense of well-being and a sense of equanimity and even personal power. So let's see if we can create some movement for you with this interactive exercise. What you're going to do is watch the visuals in nature and repeat the affirmations that you see on the screen to yourself. This exercise should help you to understand the core affirmation of I can be okay with this as a way to reduce emotional reactivity. And as always, let's begin with your breathing and let's keep it moving. There are people and situations in my life that trigger me into negativity. What this really means is that I feel hurt below the surface. I can be okay with this hurt. I can be okay with this anger. I can be okay with this loss. This is me breathing into this hurt. This is me allowing the hurt to move through me. I can be okay with this movement. I know how debilitating emotional reactivity can be for us. I went through so much myself, and I needed to learn in my own creative ways. And one of the things that I did is during a time that I was filled with tremendous emotional reactivity in my life, that I went to Japan to try to feel those feelings below the surface and try to be okay with what my truth really was. And I write about that in my book, The Zen of Solo Travel, A Journey from Anxiety to Enlightenment. And this is a book that talks about a trip that I took to Japan in 2005, where I went on a solo journey. I went to learn how to be okay with what I was really feeling below the surface. And additionally, I write about the idea of being a solo traveler, not just the idea of taking a trip to clear our heads and reconnect to ourselves, although that's very, very important, and I teach about that in my workshops, but also to really understand the solo journey, the emotional journey that we all go on, and being okay with the feelings below the surface and learning to move through and beyond reactivity. Click the link in the description to get your copy of the Zen of Solo Travel, and be sure to check out other opportunities of working with me and in my workshops. Thanks so much for joining us at Healing Momentum. We continue to put videos out that help you to expand your mind and help you to move beyond negative emotional reactivity so that you can feel pure positive energy within, with your relationships, and hear the guidance that's waiting for you. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you subscribing to the channel. And as always, remember to keep it moving. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.